Welcome back to another Daishinfinity video. In this video, we're going to talk about the induction principle, where I'm going to prove you guys that the sum where k goes from 1 to n of k, so the sum of normal integers or natural numbers, is equal to n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So before we dive right in, we have to take in consideration that we have to try some few numbers. So let's say when n is 1, so k goes from 1 to 1 of k, which will be 1. 1 is perfect. We can try n is equal to 2. Well, we have to plug in the 1 over here, so it should be 1 times 1 plus 1 divided by 2, so it's 1. This should be 2 times 2 plus 2 divided by 2, so it will be 4. 2 plus 1. 2 plus 1, so it should be 3, not 4. And that's the same thing as adding 1 plus 2 together. And we can also try the number 3. So it will be the sum where k goes from 1 to 3 of k, which is just 3 times 3 plus 1 over 2, which is going to be 3 times 4 divided by 2, or 3 times 2 divided by 1, or 6. And that's the same thing as adding 3 plus 2 plus 1, or 1 plus 2 plus 3. Doesn't matter because it's commutative. So, since we know all of this, we have to prove that it equals for all n element natural numbers. And we can use induction principles so that we can prove this formula. So we have proven for n not equal to 1. So we have to prove that it equals to it will be equal for every n bigger than 2, okay? And we have already proven for 2 and 3. So we have to say for a general k equal to 1 to n of k, n plus 1 of k should be equal to n plus 1 times n plus 1 plus 1, so n plus 2 divided by 2, which is also equal to the sum where k goes from 1 to n of k plus the n plus 1 index. So we will write it like this. And since we know this one, and we are trying to believe that this sum is equal to n times n plus 1 divided by 2, and the other one is just equal to n plus 1. So we have to prove that this is equal to, so I'm going to write it down again, when n plus 1, n plus 2 divided by 2 is equal to n times n plus 1 divided by 2 plus n plus 1. So if we can show that this is equal to this, we have proven everything. So let's write it down again. N times n plus 1 divided by 2 plus n plus 1. Now how can we put this in one fraction? We can put this in one fraction if we have the same denominator. So we have to multiply both sides by 2 on the n plus 1, which will equal n times n plus 1 divided by 2 plus 2n plus 1 divided by 2. So this would equal n times n plus 1 plus 2 times n plus 1 divided by 2. So we have n plus 1 on both sides, so we can take the n plus 1 out, and then we have n plus 2 divided by 2. And using the commutative rule, we have n plus, or we just have n plus 1, n plus 2 divided by 2. And that is the same thing we had on the top over here, which is the sum where k goes from 1. So I'm going to write it down again, which is the sum where k goes from 1 to n plus 1 of k. So now we have proven that this formula is actually legit, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see us in the next Daishinfinity video. See ya.